It's a beautiful Saturday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. The weather is amazing today. As Johnny Nash always sang, we're going to have a bright, bright, sunshiny day. If you've been to Key West, live in Key West, or even spent any time here, you've probably seen the Mel Fisher Museum, or at least heard of it. Mel Fisher was a Key West famous treasure salvage diver that spent years and years looking for the Spanish ship the Atocha that was believed to have gone down around Key West. On July 25th in 1985, Mel Fisher's crew finally found the Atocha. Every day when the crew was leaving to go out looking, Mel would always come to the ship and say, "Today's the day." Well, on July 25th, that was today. That was the day. Then on this day in 1985, just a couple weeks later, on August 10th, 1985, Mel Fisher invited Johnny Carson to come down and see the site of the Atocha. He took him out in his boat, and Mel Fisher and Johnny Carson saw the site and watched the divers coming up with some of the goods. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the Lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you follow this video every day, you will be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about all the new listings from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors know about them. That's very valuable information for a buyer to have and puts you ahead of most buyers. I find most buyers will wait for a home to come on to Trulia or Zillow or Realtor.com or one of those websites before they inquire about it. And the problem they often face is by the time those sites put a home live online, it's usually been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video every day and you see something you like, you can call me right away. I'll make an appointment for us to go see the home, or I'll go preview it on your behalf if you're not here and do a walkthrough video or a FaceTime video or something for you so you can see the house. Then if you like what you see, we can write up an offer and have you under contract before most buyers ever even knew the home was available for sale. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the description below. There's a lot more information on the blog, a lot more details, any unique features the home might have. It'll tell you about things like different room uses and room dimensions. There'll be photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront or happens to have a pool, there'll be photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage, photos of the pool. It's just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every morning from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. If you like this video, please let me know. Click that thumbs up and like symbol down below. And if you want to see more videos of this nature so you can stay current with what's being listed for sale in the Florida Keys at what price, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a video just like this every morning. Today we have 5 new listings to go over in Key West and the Lower Keys. But before I give the information on the listings, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listings. And I'm not accepting any responsibility for any inaccuracies there may be in any of the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first house we have is a very large house in Key West's Old Town neighborhood on William Street. This one checks the 3 boxes of location, location, location. The particular block of William Street is all surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes. You're 3 blocks from Duval Street, making it a simple walk. You're about a block and a half from the Key West Historic Seaport if you wanted to go out in any of the boats or go to any one of the number of great restaurants we have down there. Or if you enjoy the nightlife, we got a couple of nice fun bar rooms down there. Very good location, and it's a huge house. It's a 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom, 2,294 square foot house. It has a nice large pool in the backyard, a very private backyard. If you read the blog, keywestinvesting.com, you'll see in the comments on the home, the listing agent is saying the seller believes that it has a second ROGO exemption, which means you could break it up into two different homes. But usually when I see it says will most likely have, and then you see the words buyer to verify, which you will see in the listing comments if you read the blog. Definitely while you're still in your due diligence inspection period, that's something you want to get the information right from the city of Key West on if you do think you might turn it into two homes. It's being offered at $2,999,999, which is an excellent price for a house that size on that block of Key West. My only real concern is there's no parking, and being that location so close to Duval Street and so close to the historic seaport, parking on the street in front of this house can be pretty difficult. However, if you did have off-street parking for two cars in this location, you'd add $400,000 or $500,000 onto the value of the property. So if you don't think parking's that important, this is an excellent price for a house this size in this location. It's definitely one of a kind. It's worth taking a look at. Then we go up to Cudjoe Key to a street called Bluegill Lane. Bluegill Lane's a kind of hidden street. It's on the backside of Cudjoe. When I say the backside, I mean the Gulf side. It's part of Cutthroat Harbor Estates, but about 90% of Cutthroat Harbor Estates is on the Atlantic side, where this one's on the Gulf side. The Gulf side homes in Cutthroat Harbor, the lots tend to be a little bit bigger. The canals are much deeper, and it's just a straight shot, one canal right out into the open bay. Excellent boating. Great location, very quiet area, because most people would never even know it was there. They'd drive by it a million times and never even know the street was there. This one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,200 square foot house. It's being offered at $1,679,500, which is an excellent price for a house that size. You have 75 foot of dockage and concrete seawall. If you do look at the blog, I apologize. The pictures do not do the home any justice, but don't shoot the messenger. I don't take the photos. I just take them from the Florida Keys Multiple Listing Service. That's what the listing agent put in. But I'm very familiar with this house. I've been in this house many times, and trust me, the pictures do it no justice. It's worth taking a look at, and $1,679,500 is an excellent price for this house. Then we go up to Little Torch Key in a subdivision called Jolly Roger Estates, and this home actually happens to be on Jolly Roger Drive. Jolly Roger Estates is a very popular subdivision in the Lower Keys because of the deep water boating. The canals are much deeper, the controlling depth is much deeper. You can get a 40, 50 plus foot boat in there easily. You can get a small sport fisherman or even a small sailboat in there easily. And the canal system in Jolly Roger Estate opens up into Newfound Harbor, which is one of the deepest and widest boating channels in all of the Lower Keys. And it's a simple shot right out to Lukey Reef, or if you want to go out to the offshore to do some offshore fishing. And it's an easy turn right under the bridge into Key West backcountry for a day of island hopping. You can beach the boat in a sandbar and have a picnic in the water, or the flats fishing, the topping fishing, the permit fishing, the bone fishing is great in Florida Keys backcountry. This house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,152 square foot house. It is absolutely a renovation fixer-up project, but it's being offered at $835,000, where like-type houses on that street in that neighborhood of that size are selling well over $1 million. So if you don't mind putting some blood, sweat, and tears and getting a little bit of sweat equity into it, this is a great buy for a house in this location, even if it is a fixer-upper. It is a ground level house. Being a ground level house, I would definitely get a flood insurance quote during your due diligence inspection period. The ground level homes, the insurance tends to be a little bit higher. But Jolly Roger Estate's pretty high and dry, and I don't think you'd have much of a problem with the flood insurance there. But before I spend your $835,000 under my advice, I'd like to see you at least get a flood insurance quote during your due diligence inspection period. Then we go up to Big Pine Key. There's a dry lot home, no boating, on Coconut Highway. This one's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,513 square foot house. It's being offered at $940,000, which in my opinion is very overpriced for a dry lot house. It's in one of the lesser sections of Big Pine Key to begin with. Then it's a dry lot house. Then, as we just mentioned with the ground level house and the insurance, it's also a ground level house. You'd want to get an insurance quote on there. I just think a ground level house in that section of Big Pine Key for $940,000 is just very overpriced. But that's just my opinion. Then also on Big Pine Key on Pine Lane, there's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,116 square foot house. This one's on a huge lot. The lot's a little over 20,000 square feet, where most of the lots on Big Pine Key are either 5,000 square feet or 6,000 square feet. In the particular neighborhood where Pine Lane is, most of them are 5,000 square feet. So this is probably on 4 lots of land. Canal front house with very large concrete seawall and dock. It's being offered at $1,395,000, which is an excellent price for a canal front house that size on that much land. It also has a pool in the backyard as an added bonus. This one also, just like the other two though, is a ground level house. So I would recommend getting a flood insurance quote while you're in your due diligence inspection period. I'm very familiar with Pine Lane. I've sold several houses out there. That's one of the higher sections of Big Pine Key as far as elevation above sea level. I don't believe your flood insurance would be overly high on this one, but again, before I spend your $1,395,000, I'd like to see you get a flood insurance quote while you're still in your due diligence inspection period. In my opinion, it's an excellent price for what you get, but I'd like to see that flood insurance quote. That's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to showing you homes in the fabulous Florida Keys. And more importantly, I look forward to making you my neighbor. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.